What I will say in the process about the Jacksonville Jaguars, we just got to call it like it is. Blake Bortles is having a catastrophic effect on this team. The defense gave up 40 points, and I get all of that. But Blake Bortles, you start off the game. You got to remember, this is a Jacksonville Jaguars a team. We know how big time their defense has looked at times. Jalen Ramsey is one of the more loquacious stars in the game, but he is a star. He can ball. There is something to be said because you have the elite defenses throughout NFL history that has been able to overcome it, which is why you can question the eliteness of the Jacksonville Jaguars because they're front runners. When things are going great, they're elite. When things are not going so great, then guess what? It's one of those situations where they tend to fold. What happened yesterday to start off the game? Blake Bortles 3 and out. Blake Bortles 3 and out. And then the next third possession, 7 plays, and then you're out. You are a team that's saying, okay, we don't have our A game today. We haven't figured things out. We're miscommunicating. But maybe, just maybe, we hope against hope that the offense can stop the bleeding in some capacity. And then you look at a guy like Blake Bortles who can't do it. And so to me, what I saw yesterday from Jacksonville was a team that just appeared demoralized, that just woke up on a Sunday morning and went like this. Damn, we may not have it today, but this brother ain't going to help us at all. We're toast. And it was almost like they gave up. That's what I saw.
Listen, when I watched the game yesterday, here's a couple things stood out to me. Number one, Dallas, both of their lines just dominated Jacksonville. How often do you say that when you talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars, particularly, as far as their defense? The Dallas offensive line just took it to the Jacksonville defensive front, and that's really the identity of their team. And I think the second and bigger point is Dak Prescott, and I think you got to give some credit to the Dallas Cowboys offense staff. He uses his legs a lot more. Mm-hmm. That's something that he really hadn't been doing a lot this season.
82 yards rushing.
And that's a big part. That's a big part of their offense. Just being able to use his legs, get out of certain situations as far as the rush, and extending plays. They had designed runs. Dak was using his legs, finding open receivers. And you were just wondering, especially early part of the season, why wasn't they doing that more? Why wasn't Dak doing this more? He was sitting in the pocket the early part of the season, but for some reason the past couple of weeks, it seemed like it's starting to click where he's using his legs more and things are starting to open.
So you're saying good Cowboys.
This is good Cowboys.
Look, I give Dak a lot of credit because Dak has been challenged by everyone in the world. Let's see what you got. And this is an answer game. And a couple, 3 or 4 weeks ago even, it would mean more. I'm not taking any credit away from Dak. He was excellent. He answered critics. But we do now have to question the Jags defense. Where was the pass rush? Where was the run defense? And there's a couple weeks now already that we're seeing this. That's not the Jags defense.
Well, they wasn't going against any pushovers. I mean, you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, one of the better offensive lines in the National Football League. So it's really strength against strength. And you got to say the Dallas Cowboys offensive line prevailed in that sense. But again, I go back to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, to me, I've been critical of Dak Prescott because I've always said I don't think he's really elevated his play since his rookie year when he balled out. But you saw yesterday the way he was extending plays, design runs. That Dak Prescott, if he plays like that, it makes them a different team.
He extended plays. He ran for 82 yards. The one thing that I will tell you is this, though. You also got to, like Max was pointing out, how Jacksonville defense looked. They were miscommunicating. They didn't seem on the same page. And the reason why I'm going to heighten the level of importance in that regard is because you got your strong safety, Barry Church. Where did he spend his first 6-7 years of his career?
Dallas.
It was in Dallas. He's incredibly familiar with what Jason Garrett and Scott Linehan want to do. He understands what goes on here. This is only his second season in Jacksonville. He was there Dak Prescott's rookie year when Dak Prescott was balling. So there's some familiarity there. For you to be on the other side of the ball defensively, and you remember that one touchdown that Cole Beasley caught, Barry Church is jumping up and down and turning around to his teammates because they didn't seem to be on the same page. But again, a lot of it leads to the frustration because there's an elevated, heightened importance. Because why? What happened here? You've got Blake Bortles on your offensive side of the ball. Leonard Fournette is out. T.J. Yeldon isn't having the greatest game. You know that it's relying on you, and you don't have it. But you know your offense is not going to come to the rescue.
Are you guys confident they can turn it around?
Avalanche.
Jacksonville?
Yeah.
No.
Just as a team, and they can really make a run in the playoffs?
Well, I think look at their division. if you look at their division, their division is mediocre at best. I mean, you got Houston, you got Tennessee, who got shut out against Baltimore. You got the Indianapolis Colts 1-5. I still think they'll win the AFC South.
Max was on the record talking about how the Giants should acquire Colin Kaepernick. I wouldn't mind Jacksonville in that conversation. They need some help.
Here's the thing with Jacksonville. They don't have much margin for error. I mean, you can't expect the defense to just keep holding offenses down, not in this area where we expect offense to explode.
Blake Bortles, we all knew was going to hold them back in the playoffs. But in the playoffs, we thought Blake Bortles was going to hold them back. I disagree with Kaepernick in Jacksonville because he's similar to Bortles or Trubisky or Jameis Winston or big, strong, fast quarterback, and he's not even in game shape, who has a problem with accuracy down the field.
But real quick, I'm not just talking about, I don't mean him literally. I'm just saying anybody. Like, for example, Teddy Bridgewater, anybody that can stop hemorrhaging.
But look, to me, Bortles is going to be the problem eventually. But the problem right now is the defense. It is one thing to get lit up at Arrowhead. You give up 30 points, actually, by the standards of the Chiefs. That's not even that bad. It is another thing to get lit up by the Dallas Cowboys, who we all know, you want to call their offense mediocre? I think that's being kind.
And I guess what I'm saying is,
they played with heart.
And I guess what I'm saying, Molly, if you're watching the game yesterday, there have been times where we watch a game and we watch a team and we see lack of execution. We see discombobulation. We see people that just ain't on the same page. What I also saw was demoralization. Those guys did not want to play yesterday. When Dallas started out strong, those first 2 3-and-outs on a part of Blake Bortles, you could just see them like, damn, we got to go back on the field. And that's a problem.
Yeah,
That's a problem.
They need to get their run game healthy for sure.